Hi, it's Bentley's mom. Okay, so now we're going to start with the independent practice. For number one, you just take those numbers, 87, 93, 86, 90, and 84, add them up and divide by 5. But I'm going to start with number 2 to make sure you know how to get information off a dot plot. So there's 2 dots on 12, which means there's 2 12s. There's 1 dot on 14, so there's 1 14. There's 2 dots on 15, and there's 1 dot on 16. So that's your data set. So you're going to add those up. And you get 84. Okay, and then you're going to divide by how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and we're going to divide that by 6, and we get 14. Okay, so 14 is the mean of this data set. Okay, now number 3, it's a little bit more difficult. It says she babysat 9 times, so we have 15. She made $15, then she made 20, and this isn't in order from least to greatest. That's okay, we'll just list it out. 12, 20, 16, 80, 18. And then how much did she earn the 9th time? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't know the 9th time, so I'm going to call that X. And we're going to have to divide this by 9. And what that equals is $24. So we're given that the mean was 24, and we have to find the missing data. This one takes a lot longer because you have to do a lot of algebra. So I'm first going to add these all up. So I get 15 plus 20 plus 10. And I get 191. And Bentley, will you grab a calculator and put that in, just double checking, because I'm trying to go fast, sorry. And plus X, which we don't know, and we're going to divide that by 9. Okay, so this is the setup. So what we're going to do first is we need to get rid of this 9. This is division, so what I'm going to do is multiply this side by 9, and then whatever you do to this side, I'm going to multiply this side by 9. The reason I'm doing that is I'm trying to isolate X. So I'm trying to solve for X, which is our question mark. And to do that, you need to get X by itself and all of the other numbers on the other side. So we're going to use algebra to do that. This is division. So to have these cancel, you do the opposite, which is multiplication. And then those will cancel out. And then whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So I get, did I do it right, Bentley?
I mean, I got 175.
Okay, so do it one more time, and then I'll do it again. So 24 times 9 is 216. And then we still have the 191 plus X. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time and just double check myself. Okay, I got 191 again. So just check it again, just to make sure. Okay, then to get X by itself here, this is addition. So we're going to subtract the 191. So X is by itself, and then whatever I do to this side, I do to this side. And 216 minus 191 is 25. Okay, so her missing time is 25 right here. Okay, and then what you can do is double check yourself. You can put all of these in with the 25 and divide it by 9, and then you should get 24. Okay, did you get that, Bentley?
I mean,
Did you do 15 plus 20 plus 10?
plus all those and then divided by 9?
No, not divided by 9. Just add them up and make sure you get 191. So there's a lot of numbers here, so just make sure that you do it, step by step. And I'm going fast just so this video is not too long, but you can hit pause on the problems and add them up by hand or put them in the calculator. Okay, so let's do I want to do number 5 because they give you the information off of stem and leaf, and it's a kind of a weird kind of chart. I just want to make sure you know how to read it. The stems are basically the first number, and the leaves are the second digit in the number. So this is what the chart looks like. Okay, that's the stem and leaf plot. So this is how you get the data. How you read this is the first number is 78. So that's like the first digit, and that's the second digit. The second number is 85. The third number is 88. And then 89. And then 92. And then 96. Okay, so those are all your data. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to add them up. So I'm going to do 78 plus 85 plus 88 plus 89 plus 92 plus 96. And I get 528 when I add those up. And I'm going to divide by 6. And I get 88. Okay, so 88 is the mean of this data set. Okay, so that's again how you read a stem and leaf. Okay, and then on the, let's go to one that's a little bit harder. On the hot problems, let's do 7 and 8. We just have 2 more problems. Okay, so for 7, this is our hot problem. It says create a data set that has 5 values. The mean has to be 34. So what I would do, if you can create any set, you just take this number and just pick any number, like let's say 2, and add 2 to that. So if I added 2, I'd get 36. So for this to remain the mean, if this was 2 above it, this number should be 2 below it. So 34 minus 2 would be 32. That would work. And then let's say I wanted to add 6. So 34 plus 6 would be 40. So if I added 6 to this, then I would just subtract 6 going this way. And then 34 minus 6 would give me 28. And then if you added all of those and divided by 5, okay, you would get 34. And you could do that with any number. You could, if I made this 35, then I'd make this one 33. So I would just pick 2 numbers to the right and 2 numbers to the left. Just make sure, if you add 10 this way, you subtract 10 that way, and that way they all end up averaging out to be this middle number. So there's lots of different answers for this one, as long as you stay consistent. And you can always check yourself, add them up, divide by 5, and make sure that you get 34 at the end. Okay, that last problem, number 8. Number 8 is when, this one's hard because there's a missing data. Actually, there's 2. It says the mean of the set of data is 45. So they gave us the mean, and we have to find the missing data. Here are the numbers. We have 40, 45, 48, a question mark, I'm going to use X, 54, plus another question mark, plus 45, and all of this, after you divide by how many numbers there are, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to include those missing numbers. And then that equals 45. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by 7, so I get rid of the 7. So I'm going to multiply this side by 7. The 7's cancel here. So I'm left with this. 40 plus 45 plus 48 plus x plus 54 plus x plus 45 equals 45 times 7, which is 315. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simplify this. I'm going to add up all these numbers, not the x's, just the numbers, just to simplify it. So I get 232. And Bentley, do you want to grab the calculator and just add these numbers only? And just double check. And then we have an x here and an x here. Okay, and we can make that 2x or we can leave it right now as x and x. Okay, and that equals 315. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I want to get the x's by itself. So I'm going to subtract 232. So I'm going to, whatever I do that side, I'm going to do to this side. Did you get 232? Okay, those cancel. So I'm left with a missing number plus another missing number is going to give us 315 minus 232, which is 83. Now, what it doesn't say, it doesn't tell you that these two are the same number. If they're the exact same number, then you can do 1x plus 1x is 2x, and you can just divide both of these by 2, and 83 divided by 2 is 41.5. Okay, so this could be an answer, 41.5, but because I don't think it told us, it didn't say that they had to be the same number, so they both could be 41.5 and 41.5, that would work, but any two numbers that multiply to get 83 will work. So like 40 and 43 would work, or there's a lot of different answers for that. Okay, and you can always double check yourself by whatever you got for those x's, adding them up, and then dividing by how many there are and making sure you got the right answer. Okay, that's it. Have a good day.